Welcome back to the Windy City MMA. I'm Jordan. This is my co-host Luis. And this is a UFC 317 breakdown. I'm going to start all the way at the bottom here with Jackson McVeigh versus Christopher Uric. This one was just put in last night, I believe, actually. This was supposed to be Cedricus Dumas versus
Yeah.
Jackson McVeigh. Do you have any thoughts on this fight? I honestly don't know too much
I
about it.
this was took me off guard.
Yeah. Yeah, this was announced last night. Dumas is out, probably got arrested again. So yeah, but we'll kind of leave it at that. I don't know much about these guys, so maybe McVeigh just because he has been training for a fight. Uh, but I'm not gonna.
Shorter guy. Where is he fighting out of? Keyword.
I don't know. It doesn't say his
He's
gym.
Chilean. Chicago. Let me see.
He's on. Doesn't have a gym on his name.
Right here, not yet.
He fought
Okay, we'll leave
in
it at
his
that then.
In his last fight, let's see. Let's see. Maybe in his last fight. No, leave it at that. That's
We'll leave it at that then.
that's gonna be
No
a
pick.
no pick at all. It's probably not gonna be. It's probably be a decent fight, but just let it be. All right, we'll move on. Joanna Denise versus Alvin Hines. Got any thoughts on this?
Yes, for sure. I mean, Alvin has been like in the regional scene for quite some time. I think this is his UFC debut. Denise, he got out wrestled last one against who was it? Marcin Tybura, I believe so.
Before,
He
yeah.
just yeah, he just got out wrestled the whole fight, the whole three rounds he got. So if he keeps it on the feet, I don't see why Denise doesn't win. Alvin is more like he's a solid dude. I did see some highlights. He got some KO. He has a KO reel, but uh, I got nothing more than that. What's the height advantage?
He is 2 inches taller and has a 5.5 inch
There we
reach.
go. That's the reach. There we
Yeah,
go.
it's a big reach.
Yeah,
And I completely agree with you. I think that as long as he can keep it standing, which I think he can, just because I know Tabura is good. I don't like, I think Marson's actually a good fighter. Like he's one of the few heavyweights that kind of has some actual technical skill. Uh, and I think Denise is also one of them, but obviously not in the wrestling. So I do think that he'll probably knock out Hines pretty early. I'd probably take him for round one, two KO, just because I think that's where the money will be -215. He's a big favorite for someone who could get taken down and dogged the entire and ridden the entire fight, and then that's that. And then lose the
literally.
30-27, 29-28 decision. So I think would take him to get an early KO if I do anything here, but I do think he'll win.
Oh, I hate this matchup so much.
Next
This
price,
is so
next
it's
fight, Jacob Smith versus Nico Price. So Jacob Smith's like a -2,000 favorite. I think he's gonna win. I think he's gonna knock out Nico early, uh, just because of the price and the direction of each. Jacob's a good prospect. The line is insane though. I mean, not. I don't think any line should ever be this wide, truthfully, too much, but
yeah, because it's a fight. You never
it's a
one
fight.
punch can change the whole thing.
Yeah,
But I mean, Jacoby Smith, he has like I want to say that Buckley style. He's just
yeah.
going in your face, walking you down, walking in your face. Wrestling's pretty good, but I did see some shoots that I don't know, his head placement is a little bit weird. But then again, I'm not a wrestler, so I can't really say that. But he just like goes in with his head. I don't know, but it works. Nico Price, he's an older guy. I still can't believe how he got knocked out against. on his retirement, Lawler in the
Yeah.
clinch. I can't get that on my head. So Jacoby Smith, KO, TKO, under 2.5 for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe dare I even say 1.5? It
Yeah.
goes maybe to the second round and that early second round, and that's it
Yeah. If
at the
that,
most.
if that, I think he'll probably win it in the first. Just building up
In
this
the
kid,
first, I
keep
think
him
so.
going, you know. He I don't really, his last fight was a first round KO against
KO.
fucking Preston Parsons. So,
Yeah,
you know,
that was a good one.
I think yeah, it'll probably just be the same. All the same, in my opinion. So we're both on the
But
Jacob side. Uh Not much to say about it though. We both think he'll probably knock him out pretty early and leave it at that. All right.
this, I think we're gonna be on different sides.
You do?
I
We'll see.
think so.
I think we're starting now into the territory. So I think this card is actually very good. I don't understand why people think it's a little lackluster and not stacked, I guess. I think it's very good. I think there are like three or four fights outside of the main and co-main that have potential to be fight of the nights. And this is one of
Right.
them. I think has the potential to be it. Go ahead. What side are you on? Let's see.
This is a hard one. I don't know. Okay. Terrence comes out always blazing. First round, you either get KO'd or I KO you. That's a
Yep.
mindset. Okay.
Finisher be finished fighter for sure.
Yes. Now we got Mr. Santa Claus. This guy just went. This guy just got submitted by
Chase
Chase
Hooper.
Hooper. But it was in the beginning, it was a little competitive in the beginning. I just rewatched it. I can't even think of a moment, but okay. But it took him a while to get his back. Okay. Then on the feet, he was keeping up on the feet. So I don't know. It's a harsh one, but I I'm gonna go with the underdog today.
You're
I'm
leaning
gonna
on
go to the underdog,
Slaughter.
and I'm gonna probably think. And so this is like a long shot. I don't know. I just see a world where okay, fuck. Terrence McKinney, he does so good against older people. Knocks him out. He's older than him or around the age. Yeah. Any upper coming prospects, KO'd, flatlined. Esteban, the Argentinian dude.
Rivix.
Yeah. KO'd. Okay. Then you got Bonfim coming up, superstar. Boom, flying knee. Boom, KO'd. All the other three wins, they're kind of by like his age. So I don't know. I don't think Santa Claus has been.
He is
Has
not.
he been KO'd?
No.
Exactly.
He's only been finished once, and it was the
And that's
Hooper
by
fight.
Chase. Yeah. And he's always going to decision. So this is I don't think I've seen McKinney go past the second round in a while. He's always a
I don't
KO
know
or
if
get KO'd.
I don't know if he ever has.
So I don't know how the gas tank is.
I think in every one of his fights, every one of none, he hasn't had a fight to go to decision, but I don't think any of them have gotten to the third either.
No way.
One, 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 two, two, one, 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 one. Yeah. No third round fights. No third round fights at all. Except he's now I lied. He had one.
Yeah, but
Except
that's early times.
he's
What
had
about the one
one back in, yeah.
he lost against Sean Woodson? Right there.
Yeah, on the contender series. 2019. That was a while ago though. I mean,
Yeah. Okay.
he made his way back, fought an LFA, and then knocked out Matt Frevola.
Yeah, that's how it kind of all started. You see, look, Drew Dober. Okay, he was an upper coming
Yeah, you
who
got
lost.
yeah. So
Not
no, go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I was like, I mean, I'm not saying Santa Claus is gonna be the next prospect. I'm not saying that either, but
No, I mean,
I don't know. He's got a
Slaughter
real chance.
for
He's got that durability. Go ahead.
yeah. I agree with you on your thoughts about the fight. I just think McKinney's gonna catch him in a sub in the first round.
What's
I
up?
yeah, I don't think he's gonna knock him out. Slava's never been knocked out, and the beating that Chase Hooper put on Slava Borshev, uh, I don't think McKinney hits harder, but that dude Slava took so much in that fight against Hooper, and he didn't get knocked out, didn't give up. So I think McKinney's gonna go for a sub quicker comparing to Chase Hooper, who wanted that KO, or it seemed like he wanted that KO. So I think if he knocks him down or gets him hurt, he'll jump on a sub. And I think he'll get it in the first round just because, like you said, he's a finisher, be finish, and he does it quick. That being said, if he doesn't get in the first round, but he looks like he won the first round dominantly, and you can get Slava at like a plus, 300 underdog, I would jump on that.
Gotcha. So it's more of a live play today then. Okay.
Yeah, that could be a nice live look. Maybe bet McKinney first round, and then if he makes it past the first round, or maybe even bet him 1-2, bet him 1-2, and if he makes it past the first round, live him as live Slava as a big dog, and then you'll have that second round as a buffer if you want it.
Yeah. Yeah,
But so
yeah, it's a tough one. I like this fight.
yeah, no, I agree. I think this fight has fight of the night potential. I mean, look at that. There's like eight,
Ooh, I'm that 18%.
nobody thinks this fight's going to decision. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We're on the opposite sides, but we're kind of saying the same thing in a sense.
Yeah. It's just like a little, yeah. It's a
Yeah.
50-50 coin flip.
Yeah. All right. We will move to the next fight, the only women's MMA fight on the card, Vivian Araújo versus Tracy Cortez. I don't,
Tracy night. Tracy fight night.
yeah,
Another, we made it to another night. Another fight card. Let's go.
another crazy Cortez fight card. I don't honestly don't know if she wins this fight. It's gonna
Yeah.
be, it's a close fight. I mean, I think Araujo could definitely just uh outwork Tracy, you know. I but also
Tracy has some good, she has some good ground game, but I don't know. Let's see.
I don't think that if it goes to a decision, I don't think there's any like world where Tracy loses that decision unless it's like an ass beating, just because, the crowd goes wild. Uh, so yeah, I'm gonna go Tracy, probably, but no bets. Let's just take it.
This is a no bet for me. This is always a no bet for me.
Just go get
I,
a
I learned
drink, watch
I
Tracy.
learned from last week. No, I learned from last
Dude,
week. How was that one?
yeah, last week was disgusting. That was, dude, I don't think anyone got this. I mean, both the heavy women's MMA favorites lost. I don't think anyone got that. So
No,
we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. We'll move on. This is the next fight that I think has low key fight of the night potential. Very low key fight, or not low
yeah.
key, just very, very much fight of the night potential. Um, Jose Delgado versus Hyder Emil. Now, I've kind of been a Hyder Emil fan for some reason. I'm going to take him in this fight, but I don't think it's an easy fight anyway. Delgado's younger, he's on a tear, finishing people left and right. Um, and I think a lot of people didn't like the decision against Gomi, but he still beat him in his last fight. And a lot of people were wrong on that, and I think it could be some of the same. I guess the only thing I'm kind of worried about is his age, because he's getting up there and Delgado's young. But I think he could find a KO even after, maybe in the second round or so, third round. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Jose Delgado.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just based off Hyder's um last matchup,
Yeah.
split decision. It's almost like we're gonna get a Hamdi. A Hamdi got a split decision.
Don't
He
compare
was
him to fucking
undefeated.
Hamby.
I know Okay, my bad. But I'm talking about streaks, streak wise. All
Yeah,
right,
that's
so you
fair.
get a split decision before, you're on a tear, and you're undefeated, and then you come up with well, yeah, I'm not gonna compare Jose Delgado to Muhammad Usman, but
Yeah.
Jose Delgado, his
Delgado's
I've seen
actually finishing people.
he's finishing people. He's freaking Oh, I love his combos. He would throw like a normal people would throw like a 1-2, maybe a 1-2-3. This man is doing like a 1-2-3-7-8, back up to a one, and then oh yeah, I don't know. I like him. I'm
Yeah.
excited to see him. Is that his only loss?
No, this is his only UFC win, but it's actually an impressive win in my opinion. I mean, he kind of, you know,
Yeah.
started losing out, but I don't think Connor Matthews is a bum, but no, his only loss is down here in the UFL, United Fight League.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I agree. I think this is going to be a really good fight, and I definitely don't think Emil Hyder's going to run through Delgado. Like I don't think that's going to happen at all. I think the first round is going to be kind of nasty with both guys getting hurt. You know, some dirty grappling, some dirty boxing, clinch work, and then I think something could open up in the second for either guy. So this could be depending on the line, maybe fight doesn't go the distance. But it could be I actually haven't looked at the line yet, but it could be a very big line. So I don't know if we want to take that. So
We'll
we're
see.
split again, but we'll see. I'm not the craziest confident on that. All right, Jack Hermanson versus RoboCop, Gregory Rodriguez. I am agreeing with you. Go ahead. Think we're both on the
I
same.
am hammering Ocas by TK. He is coming back from that Jared Cannonier fight. This is one of my favorite fighters. This is one of the dudes that I text him off the I DM him on Instagram every fight week. Every fight week there's at least like a hey go like
Yeah,
you got it and shit like that. Yeah. And he responds. He likes it. He does this. Yeah.
that's
So
awesome.
it's my man, RoboCop, man.
That's
I
awesome.
like him.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. No, I agree with you. I think he's gonna win. I think he's gonna he could knock him out early. I think that he lost in the Cannonier fight in like the round 4 KO, and I think he just gassed and whatever with the stuff we already knew about him. Hopefully it doesn't happen again, and Hermanson, just dogs in the last 2 rounds. But the fact that it is a 3-round fight is gonna favor RoboCop here, which is why I do think he wins two. I just think he'll piece him up, like you said. I don't know if he'll find the KO, but I think he can win the first 2 rounds convincingly and easily, and then if he has to survive the third. So I agree with you. I think he's gonna win. I think he'll be a good parlay piece too, because he's not even a huge favorite. So him and like one other
Yeah,
guy.
he's barely a two to yeah, he's barely a 2-1.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think he's
negative
moved
185.
a yeah, I think he's moved a little bit bigger on the books now recently, but it's not much bigger at all. All right. We're gonna move. We're gonna move to Peyton Talbot, Felipe Lima. This is another one that I think has very, very, very high key potential to be fighting tonight. I am like this might be one of my besides the title fights, obviously, my favorite fight on the card. I'm sure a lot of people share the same thing. I am personally um gonna go with I think Talbot's gonna win. I think it's gonna be a
Okay, good.
return, but I also think that they're trying to build the name value of one of these guys high, really high, while they both still have name value, right? Because people still know who Talbot is, especially if this is, but they know him now a little bit less. This is embarrassing loss to Barcelos, who is a UFC vet. He's been in there with everybody. I mean, he just beat Garbrandt. Um, so
They
I
even compared him to the Jose Aldo at one point. So
yeah,
like this man has been
exactly.
there for years and
Yeah,
he's good. Like
yeah.
it's a hard fight.
So I think one of them's gonna make a statement. So it could be like a Lima sub, Talbot KO, or like something very dominant. But I think it's gonna be a statement, and I kind of think it's gonna be Talbot. I think it's just I think they're letting people, too many people are saying, "Oh, Lima's the real deal," though. Like Talbot, you know, and I just think Talbot's gonna win. He's gonna be a lot taller. He's gonna have a little bit of a reach advantage. If he can just stuff a couple takedowns, I mean, that was the Barcelos problem, and that was if that even happens. Also if that even happens, there's a very, very real possibility Lima strikes or Lima tries to strike a little bit too. If he strikes for the first round, Talbot wins that. And if Talbot still has gas, he could stuff a couple in the second and win the first two. There you go. Even if it gets taken down in the second, but touches him up, stuffs a couple, maybe gets taken down once, gets back up, gets taken down again, gets back up, but then touches up Lima and wins the second. Then he's got the first and the second. Like, yeah. So I think Talbot's gonna win. What about you?
I think so too. Yeah, I think so too. Lima just all I guess his game plan has to be wrestling. He saw that the last fight that Talbot had, just
Yeah,
fucking copy and paste. If you want to win, I think that's the main way to get him. It would be like a Marab versus Sean O'Malley. They did compare Sean O'Malley, I mean Peyton
they
Talbot to
did.
Sean O'Malley at one point. His rise, the hair, all right, cool. But once you meet up with a wrestler, even me, once I meet up with a wrestler, it's over with. I'm a striker. I'm predominantly a striker, so it's the same. But
Yeah.
I do think so. Payne Talbot with the reach, Payne Talbot with the height, Payne Talbot with the UFC experience. I guess you can say that he went against what 30-year-old. Like,
Yeah.
he's still good, but okay. Felipe Lima. Usually these UFC debuters aren't that. They
Well,
don't
this
have the best of luck.
this isn't his debut.
Oh, oh, it isn't. It was, yeah, this is the second one. He already fought against and he submitted him.
He's
Yes.
he
Uh
submitted Naimov, who fought last
Muhammad
week,
Naimov.
and beat Johns. He's good. Lima's
But
good.
Johns went to
The,
a decision.
yeah.
And
I
went
don't
to a
remember the
decision
fight, how
against him.
bad he beat him, but it was unanimous. Lima's good. Lima's very good. These are like two of the biggest prospects um in this division. So they're fighting very
I
early.
think it's going to decision.
Yeah, that's possible
I
too.
think this one's going to decision. Yeah. There's no way if Felipe couldn't take out Miles Johns, Payne Talbot still hasn't been knocked out. He's been chin checked, but I've seen him get chin checked, but I don't think he is. They're almost around the same age.
Yeah.
It's like a good 3 months apart.
And Talbot can hit hard and clean. And I don't it sucks because Wellmaker just did this too. So speaking on this now, I think Cameron Simon's very good. And I think the fact that he did what he did to Cameron Simon, he is talented. He just had a bad fight. And
Oh yeah, yeah.
unfortunately,
That knee.
yeah, like Wallmaker just did the same thing. So it quicker. So kind of sucks that that comparison now, but let it be. We are going to move to the main card opener. Benio Darush versus Renato Moicano. Show me the money. I'm going with Moicano. I think I think
Show me.
I think Darush is very, very good. Uh and probably a better better striker than Moicano. Um and could be like the dog of the card bet, but I'm going Moicano. Uh, I think he's got something to prove I think he has something to prove to himself after that Islam fight. But that he's very disappointed in himself, happened so quick. And, you know, it seemed like there were some jitters, he landed on Moicano early, which was nice, but I think he's got something to prove. Dariush is coming off the back-to-back first round KO losses, granted against Oliveira and Sarukian, crazy names,
Yeah.
different level of MMA type stuff. But I like Moicano. Plus, I just like him in general. He's a funny guy. What about you? What are you thinking?
I want to see him on the. I want to hear him on the mic today or on Saturday.
Man, dude, he had a big plan. He had a big Mike plan after he beat Dariush the first time, if he beat
Uh-huh.
him. And that went to shit because he ended up fighting Islam for the
For the
belt
title.
and beat him. So I'm interested to see if it's the same type of plan. Hopefully, I like to see him win. You got anyone you Moicano too?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with. Well, I mean, okay. I like Dariush.
Yeah.
Dariush's hands is better. I mean, Moicano has good hands, but I don't think he has that enough power, especially at 30 something.
Yeah.
So
Dariush is old though too.
yeah, they're
Oh,
both yeah, 36. Yeah, they're both
they're
around the
2 weeks
same.
apart.
Wow. Look at them. So yeah, I don't
I remember that last year they Moicano was calling him an old guy or something. I remember that, and he's 2 weeks older than him. Their last fight. A lot of
yeah,
people.
Moicano by decision. Yeah, I don't know. They're both good on the ground. So Moicano has extremely good BJJ black belt. Dariush, I don't know much of his background of what belt or if he's a wrestler or anything like that, but seen
Dariush
him
is
on the
just good
ground,
everywhere.
some
Sorry, guy.
yeah, but yeah, I got money Moicano.
Okay.
Show me the money.
Yeah, and I agree. I like he's fun. But there's another one I think could be a very, very good fight. If it goes long, they could be this could be a very, very scrappy fight. Dariush is good. He's a scrappy dude and he likes to fight. And he hits hard and he's everything else, all of his ground game is not bad whatsoever. So he could make this could be a fun fight. We'll leave it at that.
As long as Renato Moicano brings that what he did to BSD, that ground and pound and all
That
that
was
back.
mean. Yeah, that was some mean stuff. All right, we will move to Brandon Royval versus Joshua Van. What are you thinking? Any thoughts?
Um, I'm thinking experience and height and reach beats an up and coming prospect.
I
That's what I think.
I agree with you. I think this could be a very big jump for Van so quick, and
Yeah.
especially without a full training camp. Uh, Very quick jump from him. Also, he opened as a minus 260 favorite, which was crazy to me. I don't understand that line whatsoever. It's kind of even now. I think he's like a minus 120. They're saying Ravel's a minus 120, but I think it's been flipping a little bit. Uh, but the him opening as minus 260 is absolutely insane to me. I don't understand what the odds were thinking about. That's not even recency bias. That's just crazy to me.
Yeah, that's messed up.
But yeah, I agree. I think Ravel wins. I think he dogs out a fight against Van and gets the takedowns. Makes it a good scrappy fight on the feet. But I think him mixing in the takedowns and probably landing the heavier shots are gonna win him a decision. Now, I don't want him. I'd like to see Van win. I like Van a lot, and I think he's really good, and he's so young. But I just don't think he does. But I'd like to see him win.
Yeah, I'd like to see him win too. I think he's too young for this matchup. Not saying anything about him, not taking anything away from him.
Yeah.
I just think that Joshua Vance like this type of fight should be coming up like and should have been coming up like in the next year. Like this is
Yeah.
a little bit too soon. But then again, I mean
He had to
he had
save
to
the
save
fight.
the
Yeah,
yeah.
100%. Just stepping in. And if it wasn't short notice, like if he had a full camp, he could train his grappling more, his takedown, or he's got amazing takedown defense, but like unbelievable takedown defense. But maybe, you know, train his grappling a little bit more. I mean, because Charles Johnson knocked him out in the third, or I think it was the third, but.
Yeah, that one was a more stand up. There wasn't too much on the ground. And they're just dirty boxers. Royval, I don't see him as a dirty boxer, but he's not afraid to throw and get caught.
No.
But it's a difference from Joshua Van. Joshua Van is going up. He's throwing to take your soul out. He's going in and his combos are so crisp. Oh, and there we go. The head movement.
Yeah.
Joshua Van's head movement is going to be a harder thing to visualize because Brandon Royval went against Tatsuro
Yeah.
and they were going at it with the boxing, but he didn't have any head movement. Now Joshua Van has that slick head movement. I see a world where Van takes it out if he keeps it on the feet. So it's a long night for
Yeah.
Royval.
I mean, he will. Van should keep it on the feet. Van has like the best take, some of the best takedown defense in the UFC. He can, it's like crazy. And now that we're talking, maybe Van is the side, you know?
Yeah, now
He,
that we're bringing everything to the table.
yeah. I mean, I love Van's body work too. And he wouldn't be taking this if he didn't think he was ready. Granted, there you always think you're ready.
Yeah.
And if he wasn't completely good from the last fight. But see, like you said, he fought a month ago. So if he wasn't completely ready to go, he wouldn't be taking this big of a step up. But
Yeah, no,
yeah, Ravel's
yeah,
good.
yeah, he got the KO in round 2 or 3, Joshua Van. He
He in
didn't get
round
too
three,
much
but he
round
pieced
three.
him up the entire fight.
Yeah.
Just beat the shit out of him. Now, if this was a Moreno fight, if this was Moreno Van, I'd take I'd take Van to win. Pretty confident.
Easily, yeah.
Like I would take him to win. Ravel's good, man. Ravel's very good. And he like his nickname says, he dogs out a fight. That's why I don't know. I hope Van wins. I kind of think Ravel wins.
I think Royval just off UFC experience, he's got 5 rounders. He's not gonna get tired. I know
No.
that. Both of them are not gonna be tired. It's a 3 round fight.
Yeah. Both have
Brandon,
lost.
and he's just like well, they're 4 in their last 5. Okay. And it's a hard one. But I do think Royval just gets it done.
Fought better comp. He's fought better. I mean, the Moreno, the Pantojas, I mean, even
Tatsuro
Oscar,
Taira is a good
yeah,
name.
that's correct. Tatsuro Taira, like even like that, the way he won that fight, like I think he could. I hope not, but I'd like to see Van win. But those odds were insane, and I don't think you should pay a price that's not an underdog on Joshua Van. I think he deserves to be an underdog just from the Revel experience alone, which is why I don't really want to touch him as a favorite. So maybe if it flips again. So we both feel the same way on that fight, but we'd probably stay away from it. Let's do that.
Here we go. Title fights.
All right, we move to the co-main event. Alexandre Pantoja versus Kai Kara France. What are you thinking? Who
All
you
right.
got?
I didn't coming up, I did not like Pantoja. I thought he was gonna lose the second time against Brandon Moreno. Didn't work out. I thought he was gonna lose against pretty much all the past 3 to 4 fights. I just thought he was gonna lose, and he's
Yeah.
just shown me that like, oh, bro, they can't hang with me. The cannibal. I'm gonna take Pantoja. I'm just gonna stop worrying about him. The only thing that does scare me is that 35-year-old curse. When all
Yeah.
35-year-olds
But
when they start getting
that's an old one though. Like you have to be in a higher weight class, I think. I thought that's what it was.
yeah, that's what it was. It's one at a higher, but I mean Volk's had it, and that's like what two weight classes above.
But I think
But
Volk was like beat it. I think he's like the first one or something. If
yeah,
I don't know for sure, but it is higher weight classes. But yes, there is
yeah.
that thing. There is that curse.
All right. Then we got Kai Kara France. Okay, he just got off. What was it? Oh yeah, KO
The
against Steve
seg.
Erceg.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hit that. Okay, the celebration. I love his celebrations. I just think that he's I just think Pantoja is gonna dog him on the ground. Same thing what he did with Kaya Sakura. Kaya Sakura is predominantly more striker. He came from was it kickboxing? I don't remember if it was glory, but he was
Uh,
kickboxing or Muay Thai.
yeah.
And yeah, the very first match he went against was who? For a title fight.
Yeah, Pantoja.
I don't think so. Kai Kara France, there is a world where he might TKO him. He's not gonna knock him out. There's a world he TKOs him. But
Yeah.
Pantoja's chin has it's been checked so much.
Yeah.
Then again, it's Brandon Royval. I mean, it's Brandon Royval and Brandon Moreno. They're not really much of a power puncher. You don't hear them as much as a power puncher than
No.
Kai Car
Right.
France.
They're more, yeah.
Kai Car France, he might have that. He might have that chance, but on the ground, I think it's Pantoja, and I'm just gonna stop doubting him. I'm
I
gonna stop being a hater.
I think that's a lot of people are in that same realm. They're just gonna stop doubting him, stop doubting his greatness. Like, I'm gonna start go off that by saying I think he is one of the most underrated and underappreciated fighters, champions, whatever in the UFC. Uh on the pound for pound list, he's so low. I understand he's a lighter weight class, but he's so high up on the list, however you want to say it, whatever. He should be in the top five. Um beating everyone in good fashion. He's constantly like winning in impressive fashion, and I don't think he gets the appreciation that he has earned for himself, especially over the last couple fights and all his title defenses. Um, Now that being said, like, I'm a big Kai Kara France fan, and I hope he wins. I hope he wins. I hope he wins by KO. Um, so I think that would be sick, but I don't think he will. I think ultimately Pantoja will have to could have to weather an early storm, a little bit more than the Asakura storm. That was really nothing, but might get touched a little bit, might get hit, might even get hurt a little. But I think eventually he'll get his takedowns. He'll, make it dirtier on the ground instead of standing, and then find a sub. So I do think Pantoja will probably win. I think he'll win by submission. I see him seeing a lot of people talking about a decision in this fight. It's possible too. But I'd like to see Kai win by KO. Like you said, I'm not a big Pantoja fan either, and I don't know why. Like I just never was because he's a great fighter and he seems like a good guy. I love his whole thing with his father about him not being there and seeing him now and everything. I shouldn't have anything against him. I just would like to see Kai Kara France. I like those Aussies. They're fun. They're fun fighters. I like him. I love Volk. So not Izzy. Uh, so yeah, I'd like to see him win. Don't think he's gonna. The odds are the odds are kind of nice to
Kai
Pantoja. I'm
Car.
not gonna lie. He's kind of got like you getting him at minus under 300. I'm pretty sure that's even a little bit smaller now, maybe. Uh, because like I mean, Kai Kara France did what he did to Urseg, which was great. He fucking knocked him out quick. Um, but other than that, he's on a two-fight losing streak before that. One of them getting knocked out to Moreno, which was not a good fight for him at all.
Yeah, that was a liver kick. Yeah, and then Amir, I actually think he beat Amir.
I think he did too,
And that split decision, I think he got robbed, and that's because I think we were on the other side of the world. That's why Amir won because they're trying
Yeah,
to build him up.
that would make sense. And Amir just is nothing either. So like the odds are a little bit closer than I thought, which is kind of interesting. But I think that's because not people on Tapology, but some people believe in Kai's ability to knock out Pantoja, and I also think, like you said, a lot of people just kind of hate Pantoja for some reason. I don't think he gets the respect he deserves. All right, we
Main
move to the
event.
main event of the evening. Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira. Who you going with?
I'm not ready for this fight, bro. I hate how they keep putting two good fighters against each other.
Two
You got
guys who
Lima
fight.
against Talbot. Why? Why? And then you have Oliveira against Topuria.
Yeah, you got Holloway, whatchamacallit? Holloway,
Holloway and
Dustin
Poirier.
next card. All right.
Ilia Topuria inside the distance.
Yes. Okay. We were the same thing here. I'm interested. The only thing I'm interested to see is the size difference. It says there's a 3-inch difference here, but there's that picture of Rosas and Ilya going around, and he looks really small, but who knows what that is. So I'm interested to see the size difference, but I have in my opinion, I think this fight is going to come down to whoever breaks the other's confidence first. Both these guys are really confident fighters. You know, Ilya's always talking about I'm gonna knock him out. You know, he's posting that video saying sorry, I like or poor Charles. Like, I'm
Poor
gonna knock
Charles.
him out. Oliveira, illuminated by God. You know, he's a very confident guy too. Like there's no beating around the bush with these two guys. They say they're gonna win. You know, they're gonna make it happen. They're gonna do it. Oliveira just said or I think maybe it was his wife that said it, that he promised his new kid, his new son, I think, that he was gonna win a belt for him because he won the other belt and he promised his daughter he'd win it at that time, and now he just promised his son he's gonna win this one for him. Uh both these guys are confident. You know, they don't keep that shit hidden. That's like open, you know. Um And so I think it's going to come down to whoever's confidence weathers first, whether it's Oliveira getting the takedowns and getting scary on the ground, or even touching up Dubra or touching up Topuria, or whether it's Topuria landing something heavy on Dubronx, stuffing the takedowns, making him a little bit worried. Like you saw it in the Holloway fight, you saw it in the Volk fight too with Ilya. Once they get hit and you see their face, you saw their confidence be like, oh shit. Like you saw it shatter a little bit. You're like, oh, that hurt. Or like, I can't take much more of those. And I think that's going to happen in this fight too, whether it's one way or the other. And I agree with you. I think it's going to be Topuria doing it to Oliveira. I think he's gonna knock him out. I think it's going to be him breaking Oliveira's confidence. And I don't know, putting him out cold or TKOing him, but I think that it's going to come down to that. I think it's going to be whoever realizes they're in trouble first is going to lose. Now, these odds are fucking insane. These odds are crazy for the skill level, in my opinion, of these two guys. These odds are fucking insane. Oliveira, I don't think he'll ever be a plus three something to anyone anymore. Um, so like you're not betting Topuria money line. Him by K
No,
was still like minus 160. So I don't know if you're even betting that. Maybe you'll have to do a KO 1-2 or a KO 1-2-3 or just a each round. But the odds are absolutely insane to me, especially for the skill level and like how good Charles Oliveira has been. And you know, I mean, he hasn't looked like he lost anything, even with his loss against Sarukian. He almost subbed him twice. Once for sure. The other one you could whatever. In the first round you could say maybe not. And then the Islam fight, Islam's just different, man. That was a given. I was so high on Islam on that fight that because no one had ever gone to the ground with Oliveira. And Islam was gonna do that the first second he got. So I'm taking Topuria. I think he's gonna win by KO, but I think the odds are crazy.
where do I even say Ilia Topuria by submission? Dare I even say that? Because Ilya
Yeah,
Topuria is like that man to like he gives no fucks.
he
What did
doesn't.
he say when it was against Islam? He said, I I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna ask him what's his favorite choke. Oh, a Darce choke?
It is.
I'm gonna choke you with a Darce choke. This is
Um,
the most decorated submission artist in the UFC for years. Charles do Bronx Oliveira. I see a world where Ilya wants to be the number one, wants to be the best in the world. So what does he do? What did
Subs
Islam do?
very
What
Sub's
did
the guy who
Islam do?
subbed.
He subbed the subber.
Yeah, I could
So
so see
what
that
makes
too.
and look at Ilya. Ilya fought, I forgot the name, but Ilya fought someone around his height, around Charles Oliveira's height in his early stages.
I mean, he fought
And he
Jai
was
Herbert.
no, like earlier when he got his
Oh, like
earlier in
before
his career when
UFC.
he was I think what was he 7-0? Yeah, before the UFC. He was 7-0 and all he got was submissions before.
Yeah,
He got
he
full on submission. And then once he hit like the middle ground, he's like, "Hey man, I need KOs now."
yeah he grew
So
up a
he's
Playboy.
yeah,
That's
he has that Greco wrestling
that's his
and
base.
wrestling.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Look at all that. Look at all
Um,
these K or subs to start his career.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. 6-0. Yeah, 6, 7-0. Yeah. And then everything else was just KOs.
6 subs in a
Just
row, and then yeah, he just started knocking people out. That's kind of crazy.
uh, the Josh Emmett fight was a nasty one.
Shit.
Anybody could have got knocked out from that one. He's Josh Emmett's a scary dude. But what? Yeah, I see him just subbing the subber.
I honestly,
Oliveira's 35, and we just talked about that. 35-year-old curse. Look at
yeah,
that.
man, I kind of
And
agree with you there.
I like it. And his price must be in the like what, plus 200 maybe for a sub. Because if he's
Plus
this
500, 550.
5-1, I'm taking that. That's where the money's at. I'm taking
Yeah.
that. I'm just sprinkling on that. I'm not that confident, but
The
I'm gonna
crazy
sprinkle.
the crazy part about these lines is there's no love for Oliveira whatsoever, which is crazy because he's such a fan favorite that you'd think people would be betting him. Because he's Charles Oliveira's Toporia's most likely method of victory is KO minus 160. Decision and submission are both in the plus 500 realm. Uh, I think he's plus like 700 on whatever. But
Decision.
and then if you go to Oliveira's side, dude, him winning by sub is 700. So the most likely outcome is Topuria however the fuck he wants, and then the next one is Oliveira sub, and that's kind of crazy to me. And then Oliveira KO and decision are both over plus 1,000.
I think the only reason it's like that is because Charles, his past four fights, he no, well, not counting Arman Sarukian and not counting Benil Dariush,
Yeah, they
he's
have been
gone
going
to
to
the
decision.
ground.
They've been going to decision.
Yeah, because they've been just. I mean, he's always overcoming adversity, so we know that. But why does he even get into those situations? Is what I'm saying. Like he used to
He
go
always gets hurt.
just
Yeah,
into the ground. Uh, uh, Gaethje put him to the ground.
yeah,
Uh, what was the first one when he won the champ? Michael Chandler got him to the ground as well. He, well, I guess Islam's a given. Islam, he was Charles tried to go in with a flying knee, got caught with a hook, went down, and that's how it all started. I think that's the only way. Charles Oliveira by a flying knee, by some kicks. He got to get some kicks in. He's a shorter dude. Ilya Topuria is a shorter dude. Just copy what Jai Herbert did.
yeah.
There, Charles is almost the same height, the same like
Build.
build build as Jai Herbert. What did Jai do?
That's true.
I don't. I think Charles Oliveira. I love his not his well, of course his stand up, but the way he's just so lengthy that he can walk to he's like an Alex Pereira type, but his hands are always where they're supposed to be. He overextends, his hand is right here. He goes in, hand is right here. Especially oh my God, when he went against Michael Chandler, when he went in the beginning of the second round, we watch it. Hand right
Yeah.
here,
The second fight.
locking in. second, yeah, I mean the first fight. No, the first fight when he
Oh,
actually
first
won the
fight.
championship. When he won
Okay.
the, yeah, when he won the belt. One left hook down. Every single other fight, he just got caught by my Islam when he did a jumping. He did a jumping knee, so he couldn't have his base. It's gonna be a fun fight. I don't think it's gonna be in the first round.
I don't think it's gonna be that quick either.
It's not. It shouldn't be. I mean, unless you get hit by one of those. And Topuria is not. He's not losing. He's not gonna lose a lot of weight. He doesn't have to. He's fighting
No.
at his normalish. Oh, this is gonna be a hard one. This is
Yep.
one. This is the one where I'm just gonna enjoy the fight. I don't even want to bet. I just want to enjoy
Yeah.
it because it's a both-sided one.
Yeah. I'll try to I'll probably try to like mess around with like finding some weird odds like Taporia KO in 2-3 is plus 300. Uh 2-3 or 4 is plus 210. Like finding something like that, like something weird,
What do you use? What app?
all of them.
Yeah, but which one are you doing right now is what I'm saying
Right
because
now
that's I don't.
I'm on FanDuel. That's where you could find the
Okay,
weirdest like
yeah,
combination
that's what I'm saying. I can't
stuff.
find it on any others where you can do like there's like round two or three submission or KO where it like covers almost the whole match.
Yeah, you could go, let's see what the because if you can go I mean you could bet the fight to end in round two, which is plus 310 or plus or three, which is plus 600. Charles Oliveira or Taporia and 4-5 decision is plus 290. So there's like there's some stuff, but you kind of gotta hope they get out of the first round, which I think they will too.
They will.
I don't think he's gonna knock them out that early, but I do think he will. All right. Thank you guys for watching. That was our UFC 317 Taporia versus Oliveira breakdown.